Hey there, I'm going to show you today how to get rid of this effect, which you can see right there, which is known as fingerprinting when you're cloning. It's an old trick, well, not really a trick. It's actually a feature, but not many people know about it. And we're looking at this through a stabilized tracker, but here is the really bad clone job that I've done, and it is just terrible. Pops and jiggles all over the place. And if you've ever tried to do some beauty work or something like that on a person's face that's rotating, it's very difficult to get your clone strokes in the right place as the object rotates. And I'll show you how to fix that too. Anyway, okay, so let's get down to it. So this is really bad as it is. Now that's the bad one, as well as all these clone strokes are very heavy on your system. So let's go with a new Rotopaint node, and this time we will put a clone stroke on there. Let's look through our Rotopaint node and put in a nice clone stroke there. Okay, so now I've got one clone stroke. Well, that's all I need, because I'm going here and we'll turn on this thing, which allows you to see your actual clone stroke, and we can get rid of 90% of these. Let's say we need that one. Let's say we just need a couple. So I am now, okay, I just want a few of them. Let's say I want a nice almost circle. And that's going to be my clone stroke. I'm going to turn it into all frames, right? And now, with the whole thing selected and auto keyframing on, I'm going to lay down a keyframe and then just go to my end frame and put it where I want it, and it will interpolate through the shot, and I can babysit it a little bit if I need to. But this is going to be much less taxing on the system, as well as much easier to alter, let's say, if you need to later. You know, let's say I just decided it doesn't match all that great. So we go in here, we can adjust where the clone comes from. Come on. You know, all of these things are easily animatable now, as well as, you know, if I decide I want to include this thing, I can do that. So that is really the easiest way. But now, I mean, that is one clone stroke. It's a lot lighter on the system, but that's only part of the fun. Okay. Now that this is ramped up, I mean, that's not perfect because I didn't do a really great job at it, but you can see at least it's not fingerprinting like it was. And you might be asking yourself, why do you call it fingerprinting? Well, the term comes from stop motion animation, and the simple act of touching your character moved its clothes or its fur or something on every frame, and there was nothing you could do about it. And so those tiny little differences that you see in, you know, claymation or any stop motion, that's all fingerprinting, the fingerprints of the artist on the model. And we, in visual effects, we're not looking for that. So we want invisibility, and this is a way to get it. So as you can see, this, I mean, one clone stroke I was able to do in a lot less time than it would take me to clone, you know, this whole thing frame by frame, and frame by frame looks horrible anyway. But there's another way, and I'm just going to copy this. So now, if I stabilize my footage, right? Well, I mean, this isn't great either, but, and then I slap the Rotopaint node in there. I only need now one keyframe, maybe two or three, I mean, if it moves a little bit. But then I'm able to destabilize, but I have a problem because now I'm moving the whole plate, and that's my alpha channel. So I need an alpha in there. So then we're just going to pre-multiply RGBA so we get only our clone stroke coming through, and then we merge that back over our plate. And so like in this case, I can definitely see I would like that clone stroke to look a little better. So we're going to go that way, and come on. So let's just zero these out, right? So now we're back to just basically painting the original right back over the top, and let's just move it a little over that way, and we are good to go. Either you can stabilize your footage. This especially helps if you have rotation in the footage, to stop your fingerprinting from not being in the proper rotation. This is a way that you can take care of that. But if you have straightforward linear motion, this method works pretty good, of just doing a clone stroke and animating it, a couple keyframes. Okay, well, here's an interesting little thing. I just discovered that in my haste of making this video, I actually put my clone stroke on the wrong thing. I tracked that, but I cloned this thing. So what I can easily do now, because I've done it this way, is put my clone where it belongs, right? Yeah, okay, so now we put it where it belongs. Okay. Did I leave a keyframe? No, I don't have any keyframes, do I? Hello. Keyframe, anybody? Bueller? Ah, there's keyframe, okay. Where is it? No, they're all back there. Okay, get rid of that one. There we go. All right. Now it's in the right place. Worst tutorial ever. Yeah, okay. It doesn't matter. This channel, nobody's watching it. Whatever. Maybe I shouldn't even be telling people this. It's a secret. Why is my machine so damn slow today? Huh. Yeah. should do it there. Okay, well, I think that's about enough of this mess. Not that I've found a need to use this yet, but you could actually link each spline, knot, curve, whatever they're called. What are they called, these things? You can link each one of those, if you wanted to a separate tracker. And you know, that would probably be quite interesting if you were to get rid of all those. And that would be interesting if you were to link that to that and that to that. Anyway, you can do those things as well as adding more points. Yeah. But it's a hell of a lot better than adding 1,200 clone strokes. So take a look at it. Oh, there's one other thing. You can't change, as far as I know, a clone into a brush or a brush into an erase or something like that. So, but you can animate all of these the same way that you would the clone stroke, which is nice. So if you have a nice soft clone brush and you want it to you want to have a hard edge on one side and you're using the eraser, well, you can use this, and of course you want to set that to all frames. But these two will now travel together very nicely. They will not fingerprint. So that is a way that you can use the RotoPaint node that most people do not know about. And one final note is that all of these are animatable. Let's just take a look at it alone. So this is something I find really nice. You know, if you need it to be bigger or smaller in different places, you know, whatever, you can actually animate that. And it works fantastically. All right. Happy cloning. See you in the next video.